Hello and welcome to chapter 20 of our Python 3 Basics tutorial series. In this video what we're going to be talking about is modules in Python. So a lot of times modules are very confusing to newcomers, but they don't have to be. And actually usually a module is just another Python script, and that's it. So that's what I'm here to show you guys today, is how you could make your own module, where you would put it, and all of that. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we have a script, and we're just going to call this, we're going to make this our module first. So I'm going to call this, well, first let's define a function. So we'll say define example func, and then the parameter here will be data, and then this example function is just going to print data. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to go ahead and save this as example module.py, and let's go ahead and run this. So this function, example func, will say this is a test. When we run it, it just outputs this is a test. That is it. Now what I want to do is, let me open up another script, put it down here. And now we're going to import that module that we just created. So this is the directory that we're in. This is the file that I have open right now. And then we also just created this example module. So it's right here in the same directory as the script that we're writing. I'm going to do import example module. And if you recall, the function was example func. So bring this back up, and then now that we've done that, to call it we would do example module dot example func, and then we would do test, like that. We'll save that and let's run it, and sure enough it prints out test for us. Now we've seen that it works here, but what if we go to your start menu and you bring up idle that way, and what if we do import example module? Whoops, it says unexpected indent. Let's try this again. Import example module. There we go. It says there's no module named example module. Now the reason for this is Python is going to look in a few places for the module. Mainly it's going to look in local directory, so it's going to ask, is this module in the same directory as the script that we're writing? So in this case it was, because this was the script that we're currently writing and here was the module. Now in the second case, we opened up just the Python interpreter, and which is located in C:// Python 34 right there. Was the example module there? No. The next place it's going to look is in lib. Was it there? No. And then the final place is going to look at site packages. And in fact, let's go ahead and bring that up. Let's go to computer, bring this over. We go into C, Python 34, and this is where we just were, right? So if the example module was here, it would have worked. Or in lib, and in lib is where all of the default packages are. So for example, we could search for statistics. We can bring up statistics. So this is the module that we have been using. And for example, if we scroll down here, we get some, I'm trying to find one of the ones that we just recently had used. Let's go down to the bottom. Okay, so here's variance. So we had mentioned variance. This is just some comments. But then when you finally get down here, this is the code to the variance function. We can keep going. Here's standard deviation. This one provides the standard deviation of the data that you pass through it. That's that one, and so on. So anyway, this is the statistics module. So it's just another Python script. That's all there is to it. And then we can come up here, and then we go into site packages. And this is where third-party modules will be. So you see I have matplotlib here and a couple of others, but this is where your third-party modules are. So lib is where all of your default packages are, and then in lib/site packages, that's where your third-party modules will be. So what we can do is we can take example module, so here's my example module, and we can copy it into site packages. And there it is. So now it's been copied into site packages. Now if I do the same thing I did just a minute ago and open up our interpreter, we should be able to say import example module, like that, and we were able to do it. Then we can do example module dot example func, and then we can say, yay, it worked, like that. And there we go, it prints out, yay, it worked for us. And that's all there is to it. And again, this function, this module, all it is just a simple Python script, and then we're treating it like a function, a module. So that's it. So modules are actually really, really simple. People get confused by them often, especially because you have to install them, when really you could just download the source of most modules and click and drag them into your site packages and be done with it. But instead people install them, and some modules are going to require it, especially if they're written actually in C or it's a Python wrapper around a C application, stuff like that. Then it's a little bit more complex to install it. Something like matplotlib is slightly more complex. But anyway, that is how modules work in a very basic fashion. So hopefully that was helpful for some of you who are confused by modules. So again, for a module to work, it needs to be in the local directory of the script that you're writing, in the C:/Python version number, and then /lib, or finally it can be in C:/ Python version number. So in our case, C:/Python 34/lib/site-packages, and that's where third-party modules go. So hopefully that was helpful. As always, thanks for watching.